Hey crew, welcome back. It's Dr. Jared here in snowy Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. Yes, it's snowing here, which is kind of crazy, and it gets a lot of people somewhat miserable, and so does 18.3, but that's okay. No need to fret. We got some retest hacks here. We're going to give you 6 keys to boost reps and break barriers, because that's really what this workout is about, is really to push yourself into new levels of exertion or onto new capability levels with your skill set. So we'll get right into it. But before we do, thank you so much. Yeah, you notice I was having fun with the filters here, but it was a bit of a blur, this workout. But again, thank you guys. Social likes, blog likes, cheat sheet download, shares, both to to friends who needed this one. I kind of said, hey, this double under is something that I think we all know somebody who could use that double under skill set or that tutorial. And so we had a ton of shares, got a lot of follows, people wanting to get this information very quickly so that I can get them out. So you don't have to find it on social media. It comes right to your inbox. And then the feedback, you guys, it's been so much fun doing these videos to help out. I'm glad they've been beneficial for a lot of you. We'll get right into it. Key number 1 is going to be the double under approach. For the elite level athletes, stay smooth and steady. You know, I have to tell you anything about that. You're going to be trying to do these unbroken throughout the entire workout. The big thing is stay smooth and steady. And if you do hook your toe on the rope, just say, oh, cool, just a little quick bit of rest here so I can keep rocking and rolling. Just stay smooth, stay steady, and realize that that will continue to help you with accumulating fast sections of the things that aren't double unders. For the sub-elite athletes, we're going to have to be a little bit more strategic with how we plan our rest. For me, I'm going to start picking up some rest in the double unders. I got long, dangly arms, and so because of that, they just blow up in things like handstand push-ups, double unders, push-ups. Those types of things will just get me blown up, and I got to avoid that. I have to strategically rest in short increments so I'll be able to really press, especially the ring muscle up. Looking back and strategizing based off of the data that I collected, it just took me way too long to do the double unders after probably going a little bit too fast. Excuse me, the ring muscle ups instead of probably going too fast in the double unders and the overhead squat. So I'm going to strategically kind of say, hey, where can I find little bits of rest so I don't blow up my chest and shoulders, so I can press through the ring muscle ups and then be able to quickly accumulate reps with short blocks of rest. Now, if you're a progressing athlete, if you're a scaled athlete, just stay calm. All right, just stay calm. This is a skill-based workout. It's all about getting better. In order to get better, you can't effort yourself like we were talking about before. You can't effort yourself into getting better. You have to stay smooth and steady and just take what you can get and be happy that this is an opportunity for you to get better. Now, key number two is the overhead squat efficiency. Now, for a lot of us, it's not that big of a deal and it's not that big of a weight. However, because that's the case, we might not warm it up that much. And if that's the case, we could be kind of chewing through a little bit too much tissue, too much exertion, not having that really opened up. So make sure you open up the front part of your shoulder when your hand is above your head. So meaning I got to get my chest forward and through. I got to get that arm back in that same kind of arm slot in terms of a pec stretch or some lat stretching, just things that allow the anterior front part of the shoulder to open up so the bar can get back. Because you have to push the bar up and back when you're doing your overhead squat so it can maintain a balanced position over your feet. The torso, we have to really understand that there needs to be balance from the belly to the blades. And what's that mean? It means I have to have some tension through my stomach so I'm not hyperextending my back. I have to have some tension in between my shoulder blades so I can really stabilize that bar overhead. And if I can balance that front to back nature of the torso, then everything up here is gravy as I work through my hips. And realistically, we talk to people all the time about, doc, I can't do overhead squats. They're really, really hard for me. I need more shoulder range of motion. Yeah, that might be the case, but we look at their squat and they just don't have very much hip action or hip range of motion in their squat. And so if you don't have that, it's really going to expose you here in the overhead squat. So really make sure your hips are very, very open so you can get back and down and just go through this nice, smooth overhead squat. Maybe break it. I went 20 unbroken because I could, but I kind of had to pay for that a little bit on the next set of double unders and definitely in the ring muscle up. So I think I'm going to, pace that a little bit more on my end. On the elite level athlete, just make sure that you pick a width with your grip that's very, very easy and smooth for you, so you're not gassing the shoulders with a super wide grip. You're also using your hips as much as you can. Make it as much like a back squat as you can, so you're not gassing the anterior chain or your quads, because if you go back to the double unders, you got 100 more. You're not going to feel it early, but later on, hey, if I'm not really working my groin and my glutes and my hamstrings here, the quads and the calves are going to start to gas out, and it's only 20 reps, but yeah, it's still efficiency in a long workout where everything matters. Now, key number 3, with a ring muscle up, with a bar muscle up, and with a pull-up. So RMU, BMU, PU. I know this workout kind of stinks for a lot of us, especially in this area. For me, I was disappointed in my productivity. For some people, they're disappointed because they didn't get their first ring muscle up. Other people are disappointed because they didn't get their first pull-up, or they didn't get through the pull-ups. Hey, think about patience, think about progression. If you can do these movements, think of a big chunk of work and then quick chunks of work to get done. So, be kind of cool and ready to rock and roll with that big first set. But then after that, instead of trying to go 4, 4, 4, think of trying to hit a big chunk and then really maintaining that kind of 90 or 88% exertional level, so you can piece through those and then think, hey, I'm going to get a little bit of rest on on something that I can accumulate a ton of reps with, which is the double unders. Okay, so don't take huge chunks of rest, or try to avoid taking huge chunks of rest with this. Think, I need a big chunk of work and then quick chunks of work to minimize taking forever to get through this. And again, if you're just, someone who's getting better, hey, take these 7 minutes, these 6 minutes to get a heck of a lot better and walk away knowing that you made some huge strides in terms of volume progression, skill development in these particular movements. We go to key number 4. It's the dumbbell snatch. Now, this is by far the easiest part of the workout. However, for some people, it's a heavy dumbbell, so we have to think, I need to protect my back. Okay, here I'm a little bit rounded. It's not the end of the world because I do have a good hip hinge there. It's kind of like where I'd get in a row. But at the same time, just make sure that you're not getting sloppy here with knees buckling in, just hips going way too far down and rounding too much through the low back. You want to stay pretty efficient here, pretty smooth. Protect your back so that you're not getting low back lockups or anything like that throughout the workout. Protect your elbows. I mean, we've been doing a lot of elbow stuff in the last couple of workouts. There's a ton of grip in workout 1, depending on where you held the dumbbells in workout number 2. And then obviously with the clean, we've been chewing through some elbow front rack positioning. So just make sure when you're taking that down, you see me going through the transition there, that it's a nice smooth transition. I'm trying to keep my elbows nice and proximal, keep that bell over the top, or your wrist over the top of the elbow as you drop it down, instead of wrenching into internal rotation prematurely. Just kind of pay attention to that you're nice and smooth, so you can save your arms here, because guess what's after that? Yep, more double unders. The more we can use our hips, stay smooth and fluent, not overgas our grip or our arms, the better. Now, the double under and muscle up, we go back to this. It's really, they said it's a double under workout, and yes, it is. I mean, your efficiency with double unders, and if that's your jam, man, you are going to do really well. But it's also just a shoulder upper body workout. So I will say, with this double under, make sure you're very cool, calm, smooth with your pace, quick bits of rest to make sure that you don't blow up in your arms and shoulders, so you can maximize your efficiency with the ring muscle ups and the bar muscle ups. Like we said, the overhead squats aren't that hard for most people going through this. Some people it will be, but for a lot of individuals, it's not that heavy of an overhead squat. The dumbbell snatch is not necessarily that hard. It's just a matter of how much is it going to gas your system and how much is it going to affect your pace with the double under. So realize one filters into the next, and you have to know who you are and where your efficiencies are going to reside, because I think this key number 5, the other ones were more just, kind of talking about, hey, think about this. This is where it's at. If there was one key number 5 is the ReTest hack, is to say you got to pace your double unders well. You got to be efficient with your ring muscle ups and bar muscle ups, and those two go hand in hand. The last one, key number 6, an attitude. Keep a good attitude. You see me here. I'm pretty demoralized after this workout, very exhausted. Hit 70, finished with 70 double unders, which, is just, incredibly exerting. So I was, number one, not too happy with my overall score on the first effort. It is what it is. We sometimes don't have the best days. We don't plan well. That's why it's fun to be able to retest and get better. But yeah, to get better workout, I'm going to do it again. It was a great opportunity to learn. It was an opportunity to build mental and physical toughness. I've never done a workout like this. And a lot of people are like, whoa, I was not expecting that to happen. That escalated quickly. Yeah, we threw in these double unders with all these high advanced movements as far as gymnastics and skill, because it says, hey, we're 8 years into the CrossFit Open, folks. Some of you, this might be your first or second year. But it's a good baptism by fire to say, hey, it's time to build mental and physical toughness, because that's, the 11th parameter of fitness is that mental game. And this is a great opportunity to have a good attitude about this, not to think, oh, my open's ruined, but more, yeah, they did call me out on this, and now I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again, because that's what CrossFit's about, is getting better at being a physical human, but getting better at being a human altogether. So just have a good attitude, take it in there, take what you can get, but realize you're going to walk away better than when you started the workout. Keep it up, and keep up and keep it up. Again, thank you so much for all the social media responses, the shares, the follows, the likes. That's what keeps this going. So please don't hesitate to share personally, share it to individuals who think that they need this, and definitely follow us on HPC Move Mob. If you provide your email, you'll be able to get all of this information on time. If you don't understand or don't kind of see what I'm doing here, I'm going to be doing a lot more online type things. So if you're interested in these, if you enjoy these, there is a ton more to come in the future. And if you want to stay up to date with all of those, just make sure you follow on hpcmovemob.com. Find us on Instagram at HPC Dr.J and at Facebook at Health and Performance Center. Go ahead, have fun. If you feel good enough, again, if you're injured, if your shoulders are injured, if your calves are injured, yeah, maybe don't retest. But if you are capable of retesting, use these hacks to get better. Can't wait to hear from you.